Hello, guys. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome in. Yeah, Expedition 33 was very challenging. Mostly in a fun way. There were definitely some times towards the end where I was like, this is ridiculous. But I mean, it's one of those games too where, like, you know, you can straight up try and take on a level 99 boss at level 1, right? And that's kind of fun in a way. But I will say, I did feel like the balancing was a little weird towards the end, and that's why I did drop it down to story mode. Because I feel like I was, for the most part, I feel like I was doing really well. Everything felt very challenging and very balanced for the most part. I mean, again, it's kind of hard to make a perfectly balanced game like that, where it's a game where you can just go anywhere you want, pretty much, especially once you open up the map, and you can just pick any boss or enemy to fight. But I feel like, you know, the main missions and things that I was going on felt pretty well balanced. It was all very challenging. But there were a couple that were just like, this is insane. So I dropped it down to story mode on some of those. Kind of just to get through it. Like, you know, you don't ever really want to be in a game where, especially a game like that where combat is so important and so integral to the gameplay, where you're like, oh, this is feeling like a slog. And it didn't really feel like that, but I think it would have felt like that a little bit if I had continued on normal difficulty with some of the enemies. And of course, I could have, like, you know, just gone and grinded out some levels and things like that. But I really appreciate this game, how I don't feel like you need to grind a lot. You know, there are definitely some of those games, especially JRPGs, where you hit a point and you're like, okay, I need to go grind 10 levels. Looking at you, Yakuza. And I don't even, like, necessarily mind that in some instances. But I did feel towards the end that I didn't feel like I was leveling up fast enough to meet up with the types of enemies that I was wanting to face. It was a thing of, like, all of the enemies that I could grind and get through pretty easily, I could just, you know, pretty much one shot, get through them really quickly. Or it would just be an enemy that I would do, like, my best attack, and I would do, like, 0.2 damage to it. And then it would basically one-shot me if I let it hit me. You really like the new Doom? How the new Doom did difficulty? You can change all of it. Yeah, I like that too. I will say, I think it's a little too easy. And I don't know, probably some people are like, but you're dying all the time, Hal. I'm playing on Ultra Nightmare, like the highest difficulty that I could choose. Normally, with a Doom game, I play on either the normal difficulty or, like, the one right above that. Hardcore, I think it's called. And that feels like a good challenge to me. And then on a second playthrough, I like to go through on Ultra Nightmare and play through that difficulty. And in Doom 2016, that was, like, really hard, and one of my most rewarding feeling games that I got through. And somewhat similar with Eternal. I have so many mixed thoughts on Eternal. Like, I do like the game, but, you know, I say this over and over, like, it's not 2016. And that's kind of how I feel about the Dark Ages as well. Although I will say, I think I like the Dark Ages more than Eternal. I think where I'm at right now, and I mean, I'm still pretty early on in Dark Ages, So you guys know my rule. I don't really like to talk too much about where a game is going to rank, but if I had to rank them right now, Doom 2016 is a 10 out of 10. Doom Eternal, I think, is maybe like an 8 out of 10, like a pretty solid 8 out of 10. And I would say The Dark Ages is kind of in between those for me. It's really good, but it's definitely not on the level of Doom 2016. I don't know if anything ever will be. Doom 2016 was perfection. But I do like it more than Eternal. I like, or I guess I should say I didn't like in Eternal the emphasis that they put on man, I'm blank. Platforming. Just wanted to say jumping. Yeah, I didn't like the emphasis that they put on platforming. And I didn't like how you had to use a specific weapon on a specific enemy to kill it. Like, you literally just couldn't kill, I don't think you could kill specific enemies in Eternal with just any weapon. You had to use, like, the shotgun on a specific enemy to break a specific part to do a glory kill on that. And I think it was a good idea. Like, it was a fun idea because it's like, okay, we want you to use all of the tools available. And in that way, I think that they succeeded. Like, it is cool because it really does force you to use every single tool and ability in that game. But I just really like using the shotgun, you know? And in Doom 2016, like, you can absolutely get through the entire game with nothing but the shotgun. You can get through the entire game with the pistol if you want. And that's fun. And Dark Ages is the same way. You can pick a favorite weapon and just keep using that. And I like that. I think the thing that is going to pull back a little bit on the Dark Ages is the emphasis on parrying. It's cool, and I wouldn't even say I'm necessarily like tired of it yet, but it is a lot. It's like, you know, in a normal encounter where there's gonna be 50 enemies, you're parrying over and over and over, like multiple times throughout that 2 or 3 minute encounter. And it's heavily designed around that specific type of gameplay, right? And there are some things from Eternal that I miss a little bit. Like, I really do miss the dash. Especially, I don't know if this is a difficulty thing. It may be a difficulty thing because I'm on the harder difficulty. But the projectiles, like, really home in on you. Home in? Hone in. Is it home or hone? Whatever. They track you, right? And I feel like it would be a little bit easier to deal with that if I could dash left or right. The movement is definitely slower in the Dark Ages compared to Eternal. It is far slower if you don't have auto run turn on. So that was one of the first things that I did was I turned on auto run. Because by default you don't run, which is kind of weird in a Doom game. Like, that's kind of a classic signature of Doom, is you just always run and move really fast. And so at first I was like, man, I don't know, it feels a little sluggish to me. But you can turn on auto run in the settings, and then it feels more like, you know, a pretty normal Doom game. Probably pretty similar to 2016, although I will say, is everyone sick of me praising 2016 yet? I'm sure they are. The movement feels like the speed feels about the same, but it is like a little bit of inertia that you have in the Dark Ages. So, like, if you run up to an edge, like, you keep going when you stop a little bit. So there are multiple times that I've fallen off edges and things like that. Hello, Draco. Did you beat the boss that you can't hurt? You have to dodge parry like 120 times. Are you talking about Doom or Expedition 33? The Wolfenstein games are really good. Yeah, I need to replay the Wolfenstein games. I remember just liking them, not loving them. I don't know. I feel like I have very mixed feelings on the Wolfenstein games. I wouldn't mind replaying those, though. Draco says, I don't mind when pairing is an option like Bloodborne, but I don't like games that are designed around learn to parry, or you're going to have a bad time. You might not like Expedition 33. Although, I mean, you don't have to parry. There is like perfectly legitimate playthroughs where you just dodge. I think you could probably even get through that game with just not even worrying about dodging or parrying either, especially if you played on story difficulty. As far as Doom goes, I think it is designed around parrying, but you don't have to parry, but it will definitely make it more difficult. For some reason, and for some reason, the 8 out of 10 projectiles are homing. Wait, I'm not sure I know what you mean. But yeah, they do home in on you, which I think the other Doom games did that as well. I just feel like I was better equipped to dodge those. But I guess maybe I should just be using my shield more. Like, that's another heavy gameplay element of it. They really want you to use your parry in Expedition 33. Oh, yes, I did beat that boss. That was a totally optional boss, by the way. And I think it was just like a thing of, I don't fully know how it works. I think that, well, it's kind of spoilery, so I won't say how to beat that boss. But yeah, overall, I like Doom a lot. And I'll definitely finish it. I really don't care anything about the story. And I mean, if I'm being honest, like, I didn't really care anything about the story in Eternal. I was somewhat interested in the story with Doom 2016, but I also really liked how little of importance the story was. Like, I love in Doom 2016 how you literally wake up in a coffin because you're summoned or whatever, right? And you've got this this person that is telling you to do these things, and you just, you know, punch the monitor and like, I don't care, let me kill demons. That is what I want to do in a Doom game. And there's a lot of emphasis on the story in this game. Well, that's what it has been in the past. Plan says, isn't the Doom story just demons bad, kill all demons? I mean, especially like the original games, right? The story of Doom 2016 was kind of interesting because, I mean, I don't even remember it all, but they were essentially like trying to harness some kind of energy source, right? You know, it's always some giant corporation wants to harness energy, and it like the energy that they were harnessing or using opens up a door to hell, essentially, because of course it does. And of course they're too greedy to care, so they just keep doing it. So yeah, I mean, I thought that was like a fun, good story for Doom. And in Doom Eternal, I think is like a direct sequel, right? I really don't remember any of the story in Doom Eternal. But I think it's just like a continuation, which is fine. But the Dark Ages is like very much a prequel, and there's a king. There's like a King Novik or someone, and some faction has the Doomslayer in captivity, and they use him, control him somehow. I really am not following it at all. And I feel kind of bad for that because I do love Doom so much. And I know some people really are into it. I think Steve really is interested in the lore with it. Was the Weyland Yutani again? Yeah. I love the lore and story of Alien, though, with Weyland Yutani. I just love the lore of Alien. I would love so much to have like an expansion or just like I don't know. I mean, we got a little bit of it in Prometheus, but I would love to know just more about Weyland Yutani. Hey, Danny, welcome. Doom the Dark Ages felt like watching a Star Wars Disney movie in the cutscenes. Yeah. I'm doing good, Danny. How are you? Yeah. It does have like it feels a little like Warframey to me, almost like a little Destiny. Like there's like a giant fat enemy, or not enemy, or I don't know if he's an enemy, but like someone that kind of reminds me of like the Baron in Dune. He just like floats around in a giant chair thing. And then there's the faction that controls the Doomslayer. They are like some weird alien race that has these holographic arms that come out. I don't know. I don't think I like the design of any of the actions, maybe. I don't even know what you call them. Characters. Yeah, there's this woman who I have no idea who it is. These guys, they just look kind of like very generic bad guys. This is the floaty guy. And I feel bad for trashing it. I'm not really even trying to trash it. It just feels out of place, I guess, to me. Species, yeah. There's this guy who's a king. Why even force a big story into a Doom game? I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to... I don't want to sound too negative on it. I really do, like, respect them for... I honestly have so much respect for id, for what they have done, because they very easily could have just taken Doom 2016 and just basically kept the exact same systems and just like, you know, created a new set of levels, essentially. And I would have been perfectly fine with that. In some ways, I think I may have even enjoyed it more if I just got more of that. But I really have a lot of respect for them trying something really different in Eternal, but still keeping a lot of what Doom is about. For the most part. And then it's the same thing with the Dark Ages. Like, they tried to mix it up again. They're trying to, you know, throw more history and lore and story into it. And it's hard for me. I can't not respect that. I have a lot of respect for that. And even though it didn't work for me, like, I appreciate that they did that. I would rather a studio try something new and unique and different than to just do the same thing that they do over and over. The small difference is that Doom 2016 was perfection, and so if they had just done that again, then maybe I would have liked it more. But that's very rare. Like, usually we could look at Ubisoft. I think Ubisoft is maybe the worst example of this, right? Where they start a franchise and then they just make that same game over and over and over until everyone is sick of it. And id did not do that. I am so curious to know where they go from here. I wonder... maybe they'll go back and do another Wolfenstein game? Has there been... any rumors? I don't really remember about a new Wolfenstein. Oh wait, I'm forgetting. Okay, right. Wow, I totally blanked. id doesn't make Wolfenstein, of course. They're made by Machine Games. Wait, I think, right? Yeah, Machine Games. Wow, they have had a lot of different developers, though. Wow, I did not know. Actually, I did know that, but I forgot that id was started in Shreveport, Louisiana. What a... that's a long way from... from where most game studios are. They do that with Borderlands. Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah. Borderlands is like... I mean, it's kind of hard to fault them for doing it because they are so successful. But... man, I have so many thoughts on Borderlands. I loved Borderlands 1. Borderlands 1 was... well, it is my favorite Borderlands by a long shot. And Borderlands 2, I think, is most people's favorite, but I just never could really get into it. It honestly tried to do too much for me. I liked the more simplicity of Borderlands 1. I actually liked the story. Like, it's a very loose story, but I liked the idea that you're a vault hunter and that you're going out and trying to find this vault. It was like a very simple story. And in Borderlands 2, they just completely abandoned like the whole vault stuff. I don't even know if that was like part of the game at all. And they introduced what was his name? Jack something? Mad Jack? Happy Jack? Something like that. And I know a lot of people loved it. I don't know, it just never really worked for me. I didn't really care for the humor. I've never really cared for the humor that much. Like, again, in the original, Claptrap was fine. But it just was too over the top in 2. And they made that one, there was that spin-off that was like on the moon. That one was okay. 3, I played just a tiny bit of. I did like Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. That was actually pretty fun. That was a neat spin on it, and I really liked that. I didn't get too far in that, but I could see maybe going back and playing that at some point. It is definitely too bloated. Claptrap is your least favorite part of every Borderlands. I don't know. I mean, you know, at the time, he was fine and fun. I was very young when I played that game. When did Borderlands 1 come out? It was like 2008, 9? Not 3. ...2009. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Borderlands 1 is still the only Borderlands game I've ever finished. And probably will be the only Borderlands that I ever finish. I thought that it was just like... It was a good length. It wasn't... You know, I think it was like... For me, I think it was like 20-ish hours or so. Maybe a little longer. It wasn't too crazy to get through. There was also something that I really didn't like in 2 that they started that I think they've just done in all of the other ones. Where, like in Borderlands 1, you would go and kill a boss or like a main enemy, and then, like, that was it. He wouldn't come back, or they wouldn't come back. But in Borderlands 2, they started just respawning, like, everything. And I know I'm in the minority, I think. I think people really liked that. But I didn't like it because I don't like it when any games do that. Because like the satisfaction to me is killing that enemy and then like being able to, you know, feel like I completed this area. And that was the thing about the later Borderlands. It's like, I feel like I'm just never going to finish this. And there's also just this underlying issue that I've come to really dislike in looter shooters, and it's just kind of like the genre of looter shooters that I just don't care for much anymore. And it's just this idea that like you go into a world and all of the enemies are like 1 or 2 levels above you, and then you kill them and you get a weapon that can now kill those enemies. But then you go to a new area that all of the enemies are 1 or 2 levels above you, and it just doesn't feel like you're ever progressing. Because like you're just always going up against enemies that are just slightly harder than you. Now again, I think Borderlands 1 did a little bit better job with that, because it did feel like I was getting more powerful. But in Borderlands 2, when they would just respawn the enemies and then they would like scale up with your level as well, I just never got any satisfaction from killing them, because it's like, this is just, whether I'm level 5 or level 50, it feels like the exact same fight. Hello, Matt. So they would respawn enemies in Borderlands 1, but it was just like the very basic, like the skags or whatever. They wouldn't respawn the bosses. I just heard a notification. I don't know what that was. Oh, they might have changed some stuff in the enhanced edition. You liked Tiny Tina, but you hated Claptrap. Not exactly first, but I redeemed it first. Hello, Al in chat. You know what? You're first in my book, Matt. Thank you so much, man. Welcome in. How are you doing? I also just absolutely despise Randy Pitchford. Like when Borderlands first came out, I didn't have any idea who he was, but I really don't like him. And so I really just don't even like the thought of playing a game that benefits him in any way. I read a thing, I saw it on Reddit today, where someone was talking about I guess Borderlands 4 is going to be $80? I don't actually know much about this. Maybe it was just like the possibility, or they were thinking about it. Let's see. Do they actually have a price for it? But yeah, I saw this, and I don't know. Like, I know this article is supposed to get me riled up and, make everyone hate Randy Pitchford. It's not very hard to, though. But yeah, so, apparently in some interview, a fan was concerned about the potential of Borderlands 4 costing $80, and Randy Pitchford's response was, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. I think that is just, like, gross. I think a much better way to answer that would be to say, you know what? I understand, man. Video games are expensive. Everything is getting more expensive. It sucks. I go to the grocery store, I'm spending twice as much as I used to. But in order for us to keep up, like, we just have to raise our prices. Now, it's even hard to say this. I mean, first of all, like, I couldn't do this because I just could never work in a position like this where I work for a giant corporation and I'm a multi-millionaire and I'm telling, someone, like, it sucks, but, you got to pay $10 more, where, like, in my world, if I'm Randy Pitchford, a video game costing $70 versus $80 literally does not even compute. A video game costing $70 versus $1,000 does not compute, Like, they're so tone deaf and out of touch with reality that you can't even... I don't know. Ugh. But I don't have any problem... with, like, a developer raising their prices, and the reason being, like, look at the world around us, it sucks. Everything is getting more expensive. We've gone through a crazy inflationary period over the past 5 years. It's not going to keep happening like that. Like, that is the good news. Inflation has pretty much gotten back down to normal. But those past few years were rough. And that's not a normal thing. Like, normally we get a little tiny bit of inflation every year, and that's actually healthy. Like, you want that. You definitely don't want to be flat, or you definitely don't want to be deflationary. That's very bad. I know that maybe that might sound weird, but, like, from a macroeconomic point of view, that would be very bad if you have deflation. But this kind of stuff happens. Like, for most of my life, a fast food burger was, like, about the same price. But, there have been periods where it goes up and then it kind of levels out and stays there for a while. It would be nice if we could just, like, average all of inflation over time. And it would feel a little bit better then, but because of the world events over the past few years, it has just not been like that. But yeah, regardless, I still think he could have answered this much nicer and just been like, I'm sorry that this is happening. It is what it is. I know it sucks. Everything is getting more expensive. He could even just, like, take the cop-out answer and say, like, unfortunately, this was not our position. This is 2K's position. That's probably what I'd say. Instead of you guys don't have phones, it's don't you guys have tons of expendable income? Yeah, it's not even like you guys don't have phones. It's like you guys don't have $1,000 to buy a phone. What's wrong with you? Don't forget Borderlands also has microtransactions with keys and stuff. Oh yeah, I always forget about those things. I literally don't know what a shift key is. I know that those are things in Borderlands. I don't think I ever used them or ever really knew what they were. Yeah, definitely. Sounds like a Switch 2 statement. Yup. Why didn't he just say either $80 or game gets canceled? So 80 euros will not be all also DLC. I'm actually shocked Borderlands doesn't have more microtransactions. It's a perfect game for it. Good thing I've never been a real fan of Borderlands. I won't be buying it and won't feel like I'm missing out either. I never was a Borderlands fan. That's actually interesting, Matt. I feel like you would love Borderlands. It seems like... because you like co-op games so much, right? But I don't know, it just seems like a game you would enjoy. It's Randy. What are we expecting from him? Exactly, Danny. Exactly. I feel like every time I see Randy Pitchford lately... every time I see Randy Pitchford lately, it's just like... oh, what happened? I feel like I just have this view in my head of what Randy Pitchford looks like, and lately, I don't know... what am I doing? Randy Pitchford. I feel like he just looks... yeah, like... he's got long hair now. This is what I always think of when I think of Randy Pitchford, is looking like this. He just looks different now. Or kind of like this. He's such a weirdo. He's like so into magic. He's like really into magic. Which is totally fine, but it's just, it's like almost in a weird, obsessive way. I guess it's because he got glasses. Is that it? Yeah, I guess I'm not used to seeing him with glasses. Maybe that's the main thing. Or I guess he's gone back and forth. I don't know. I want to be clear. I'm not trying to like judge his appearance. I guess I literally am judging his appearance. I'm not trying to say like he looks ugly or anything like that. I just have this view in my head of how he looks, and he looks different now, and it always surprises me. Also, why is Steam down? Oh, there we go. Oh, so they don't even have a price for Borderlands 4. So they might be thinking about Borderlands, or higher price tag. Man, it's crazy. I really did not think that we were going to get $80 games so soon, because we just went to 70. And I mean, there's still a lot of games that are have not even made the move to 70 yet. A few months ago, I was even telling people this. I was like, there's no way that GTA 6 is going to cost $80. Now, I absolutely believe that they're going to have, and back then I believed that they were going to have multiple editions, and there was going to be, a $100 edition or $120 edition or something like that. But now, I still think there's a chance that it's still only $70. Danny would be a very good person to ask for this, because I feel like I know you do a lot of analytical stuff, Danny. And I don't even know if you know, I don't really know what you do, Danny, but I know that you are, you deal with analytics all the time. So I'm curious from your point of view, if you think GTA 6 is going to be $80. Because to me, it comes down to, I'm sure that there's very smart people that have equations that they sit down and they're like, okay, if we charge $70 for GTA 6, we think this many people are going to buy it. And then they look through this again, all of the analytics, they say if we charge $80, there's going to be fewer people that are going to buy it, but is the total number of money, is that going to be higher than if we charge $70? And if the answer is yes, then they charge $80. Like, to me, that's a pretty simple thing. I mean, it's a simple, from a business perspective, it's a simple thing to answer. Do you charge $80? Now, determining, like predicting if you're actually going to sell more, that's the hard part. And that's like, at the end of the day, it is a guess. It's just, you know, a very educated guess. You think it could easily reach $90? Wait, 90 US dollars, Danny? They know everyone wants it. Right, but it's more than that, Plan. Like, I don't know. Maybe Danny knows the name of the... Maybe this is even what you do, Danny. I don't know. But I'm sure that big publishers have probably like an entire team of people that are doing nothing but just staring at numbers all day, staring at spreadsheets all day, and looking at analytics all day, looking at how many people are buying it, at what price, how many people are buying it for certain sales. And they're coming up with formulas to be like, okay, we can charge this much, and if we charge X amount more, we're going to lose 10% of the audience in terms of like those people that would buy it for this price. Like, no matter how big of a fan you are, there is a point at which you're not going to buy it, a price point at which you're not going to buy it. And so those people's jobs are like, okay, how far can we push it with selling as many copies as we can? And like the ultimate goal is to make the most amount of money. So like, you know, you can sell a game at $10 and sell 1 million copies. I'm not saying GTA, but just like arbitrary things here. You can sell a game at $10. $10 times 1 million copies, you get $10 million, right? But let's say that you increase the price to $20. Well, you're not going to sell 1 million copies then. So then the question is like, how many copies are you going to sell? Let's say that you sell 600,000. Oh, I did that wrong. Back. 20 times 600,000. Shoot. Well, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm completely failing here. I mean, the answer is 1.2 or 12 million, right? 12 million. Good gracious. I am 20 times 600,000. $12 million. Yeah. So if that is what like your analytics team told you, yeah, we could raise the price to $20. We're going to sell 40% less, but our top line or bottom line is going to be higher. Then heck yeah, let's sell it for $20. And then, you know, they also are going to be like, okay, what if we raised it to $30? And then your analytics team says, well, what we're coming up there is we're only going to get 100,000 sales. Then you're only going to sell 3 million. It's like, okay, well, we can't do that. GTA 6 and Nintendo are both examples of we can charge whatever we want and people will pay it. Well, everyone is saying that, but I don't think that's true, Draco. Because again, like at some point, there is a price that not everyone is going to buy a Switch. Like if a Switch is $1 million, then yeah, maybe some celebrity buys it, but most people are not going to buy it. And they're going to make less. Like if the Switch was $1 million, I would guarantee that they would make less than charging $500 for it. So that's where like you have to make the guesses. They're going to shoot to get as much money from people that is going to buy it. Right. This, that's price elasticity. Oh, okay. Learning new terms here. For a new game, yes, how that makes sense. For GTA, they can charge whatever. But again, they can't. I mean, they can, but if they want to make the most money, you can't charge $1 million for GTA 6. Like, hardly anyone is going to buy that. Yeah, like, again, maybe some, you know, a few celebrities buy it for that. But I guarantee you they would make less money if they sold GTA 6 for $1 million versus selling it for $60 or $100. Like, there is a line that you can't cross that, and that's what they have to figure out. Like, how far can they push it to get the most sales and make the most money? There is in all segments of products, right? Yeah, this is not just games, right? This is everything that you sell. Like, I do the exact same thing whenever I'm thinking about photography. And again, like Danny is saying, every single person that has ever sold anything does this. You have to try and figure out how much can you charge for something, because you can charge whatever you want. Like, I could charge $1 million to shoot a wedding. Guess what? I'm not going to get any weddings. But then I have to say, like, okay, could I charge $10,000 for a wedding? I might get 1 or 2 weddings. Like, okay, but what if I charge $500 for a wedding? I'm going to book a bunch of weddings, but I'm not going to make a lot of money, and I'm also going to be exhausted. So, like, okay, $2,000, you know? It's also a thing, like, for me, personally, this is not what you do if you're a public company in a capitalistic society. But for me, when I determined my pricing, it was like, how much money do I need to live to survive? And for me, like, that number was around $22,000 a year. That's all I need to survive. And I mean, that's like bare necessities. So then it's like, okay, how much do I need to survive, plus put money back for retirement, buy a couple of games every now and then, you know, maybe go out, get some food, get a little extra food every now and then, maybe take a trip, you know. And so, like, for me, I need to make around $40,000 to $50,000. So then it comes down. Then the next question is, you ask, well, at least what I asked, how many weddings do I want to shoot per year? And for me, I was like, well, I'd like to shoot around 20 weddings. So then you just divide that by the amount of money that you want to make. So if I want to make $50,000, I need to charge $2,500 for a wedding, and I need to book 20 weddings. It's really that simple. I've talked to a lot of people that are like starting a business, and like, I don't know what to charge, and I don't know how to charge, and all of that stuff. And my first question is always, how much money do you want to make in a year? And I just say, you know, don't think about anything else. Like, how much money do you want to make in a year? And usually it's a high number. So, you know, someone might say, I want to make $100,000 in a year. And then I'll be like, okay, that's fine. Let's say that you have a bagel shop and you're selling bagels. Well, let's say that you want to sell a bagel for $2 and you want to make $100,000, then you need to sell 50,000 bagels. But of course, that's not, you know, including the cost of everything. But like, this is the most simplest form of this, right? And, you know, usually it's like, okay, you need to sell 8 million bagels. And they're like, oh, wait, I can't do that. And so then it comes down to like, how many do you realistically think that you can sell in a day? And then they're like, well, I think I could sell 100 bagels. And so then, you know, we can go back and we can say, okay, if you want to make $100,000 in a year and you want to sell 100 bagels a day times 365, Then you need to sell 36,500 bagels. Then you would divide 100,000 divided by 36500. Okay, so you need to sell your bagels for at least $2.73 per bagel. But then you have to think in how much does it cost to make those bagels? Do you have employees? So, then you have to add that on to to this cost, Anyway, we're getting way off subject there. But does that make sense? Like, you can't, in my opinion, I don't know, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that you can charge $1 million or whatever arbitrary number. Like, you can't charge $1 billion for GTA 6 and say everyone is going to buy GTA 6. I'm way behind on chat. Let me catch up. They probably know that the amount of people that has already spent a ton of money in GTA Online, they know what their audience is capable of paying. Right. Yeah, because especially Rockstar, they probably have insane analytics on what people buy, how much people have paid, and then they can use all that to predict how much someone would pay. I think this is something game devs have to toss around more ever since Epic started doing their exclusive for money deals. Sure, you get a big lump sum, but way less people will buy it just for being on Epic. Which is the better opinion? ? Yeah, absolutely, Draco. Let me just ban this person. Wait, did that work? Oh yeah, okay. Numbers bad, math. Get AI robots to make the bagels problem solved. I think they could easily charge 100 euros for the base game and people would still buy it. But again, Plan, people would absolutely buy it, but do you think more people... Well, I mean, I don't think you can argue. I mean, you can try, but I don't think you can say more or the same amount of people would pay 100 euros, $100, whatever, 100 units. I don't think you can say the same amount or more people would buy GTA 6 for 100 versus charging 70 or even 80 or 90. Like, you are going to sell less units. 99.9% of the time. But again, the question comes down to, do you sell enough that you make more money selling it at $100 versus 70 or 80 or 90? That's the question that they have to answer and figure out. Of course, you can't charge those prices, but I think the level of hype is so high for GTA that $80 or even $90 is not crazy. My ceiling is 80. Less people maybe would buy it day one, but over the year, all of them would. They buy it on sale. I don't think that they would buy it for that price, though. And I don't know the answer. Like, there's people way smarter than me, like Danny, that can... Well, I mean, even they don't know the answer. This is where it comes down to, what is the actual name of that job? Do you know, Danny? What is the name of... There's probably a bunch of names for this, but I'm sure there is a specific position, a specific role. A statistician, maybe? Like... It's someone that's very good with statistics. That, you know, I'm sure that there's a specific role in these companies, probably multiple departments or a huge department. Their entire job is just to look at all these numbers and to come up with like, okay, we can charge like $88 is the maximum that we can charge to get the most amount of money. And again, it is a guess, but it's a very educated guess with a lot of analytics and things that they're doing that with. You're a statistician? Okay. Man, I hated statistics in high school. Like, I like it to a certain degree. I love talking about this kind of stuff and theorizing, but when it actually comes to trying to figure it out, I hate it. Whatever GTA 6 cost, my PC won't run it, so it would be a waste of money at the moment. Well, it's not going to come to PC. That's another thing they have to figure out, right? And this is a thing that I don't know if it's so clear, but Rockstar's strategy, and I think it like, it's gross, but I think it does work out for them. But, you know, that's another thing. Like, okay, if we put it out on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, we are gonna sell more copies up front, but then you've got super smart people like Danny that are like, but what if we only released it on PlayStation and Xbox, and then we waited a little bit, and then we know that all these insane people will buy it again at full price and double dip. And then, I mean, Rockstar has, like, there's definitely some luck in this, but they have just completely capitalized on the fact that GTA 5 came out right before next-gen consoles, right? So they put it out right at the end of life of next-gen consoles. And then next-gen consoles came out. They put it out again. People bought it for full price, and then they waited a little bit longer. Then they put it out for PC. People bought it for full price. And they've done that multiple times. They kind of did the same thing with Red Dead 2 as well. Although I think it was not quite as successful with Red Dead Redemption 2. I also just think that I would be so nervous if I was Rockstar. Like, I don't think that they have anything to worry about. I know GTA 6 is going to sell like crazy, but GTA 5 does feel a little bit like an anomaly to me. Like, the amount of copies that GTA 5 has sold just feels almost like it's unable to replicate that. Even with as much hype around GTA 6 as there is, I would still be really nervous. Because you know that, like, if they don't sell as many copies as they did with GTA 5, then it's going to be a failure. You love probability? Yeah, I mean, I love talking about it. I just hate trying to figure it out. Maybe that's why it's delayed. They know more than we about the next console. Oh no, I don't think there's any. No, the next consoles are pretty far away. I mean, unless you're saying that, like, are they pushing it back to where it's like right at the end of console generation? But I really don't think that that's it. I think that they just need more time. No matter how you look at it, how GTA will be bought, sold, exchanged, and modified. What if they threaten to brick our systems? Oh goodness, I lost. Oh, there it is. What if they threaten to brick our systems using mods? They'd never do that, would they? They can try. That didn't stop someone before. You're not going to believe what the game is going to be sold just for the first 3 days. Well, so what did GTA 5 do? GTA 5 sales numbers first week. So GTA 5 sold 11 million copies first day to generate $800 million, reaching $1 billion in the first 3 days. I mean, yeah, they're easily going to surpass that, right? So at $80, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, right? Hundreds, thousands, millions, yeah. So they need to sell 12.5 million copies. If it's $80, which I think it probably will be. And I mean, the other thing to think about is, like, this is not really a huge concern, but obviously, like, how many PS5 consoles are there? Is that right? I thought it was more than that. $78 million units. And then Xbox consoles, Xbox Series consoles, sales numbers. Do you have any guess, Danny, how much GTA 6 is going to sell first 3 days? Or first week? Oh my goodness, that's wild. So yeah, Xbox Series X and S has sold 28 million. So what was it? 78 plus 28 is 104. Is that right? 104 million. 30 million copies for sure. Wow. Yeah, so that's over twice. Well over, or what? GTA 5 was 11 million copies, right? So almost 3 times. But yeah, I think, man, I mean, it seems obvious. Like, it seems like a sure bet to say yes, they're gonna sell that much. But I don't know. Part of me is just like, what if they don't? I don't know. I'm sure that they are. We should take a bet. Do you guys want to bet? I mean, not like actually bet any money or anything on it, but let's do like GTA 6 sales predictions. I think this would be fun to look at. You have a gambling problem, you're all in. I just want to know. So, is that what you want to say, Danny? 30 million copies, or do you want to make another bet? Okay, so Danny, 30 million copies. Are we going to say, what is the time frame for this? Should we do day 1 or like first week? 3 days? Do you think they're going to do 3 days? Like they'll give numbers for 3 days? Predictions for we're saying units sold, right? Units sold in first 3 days. 31 million. Danny, 30 million. Draco, 31 million. I really want to be a contrarian and say it's going to be less. A statistician with a gambling problem. All right, who else has guesses? I am going to say first 3 days. Hold on. We have so 104 million consoles. That just seems insane to me that say that 30% of console owners are going to buy GTA. 45 million. Wow. Okay. Plan 45 million. I'm going to say 25 million. I'm not going to change it. Anybody else have a guess? The thing is, 25 million would still be, even if it's only 70, let's say times 70. That'd be $1.75 billion. I don't think there's any way it's going to sell 45 million. Times, if that was $70, that would be over $3 billion. That would also be almost half of everyone with a console saying that they're going to buy GTA. How many lifetime units has GTA 6 sold, or GTA 5? Good gracious. That's insane. Okay, do you guys think GTA 6 is going to outsell in the long run? Is it going to sell over 215 million copies? I just don't think it is. What if GTA is only hyped up by the influencers but no one else cares? That's like the dark horse thinking in me, Draco, is like, I don't think it's gonna be like a landslide towards like everyone not buying it, but I do wonder if like it is so hyped, and then, you know, the thing around like the price and everything, let's say it does come out to be $80. I just wonder if there's gonna be enough backlash. Like, there will be backlash if it is bumped up in price to $80. But I just wonder if it could catch on and people are like, you know what? I just don't need to spend $80 right now. I'll just wait. Look at what happened to the Cyberpunk hype fall. But the thing with Cyberpunk is it sold like crazy, Draco. It still sold really, really well. You want to lower your vote to 15? Why did I space? I want to find what it sold, like its first week or first 3 days. Danny, do you know? I'm guessing you do know who this is. You may even like know him personally. Do you know Matt Piscatella? Let's have another bet. How many people will refund GTA 6 after buying it? You know what, Draco? Not many, because you can't refund anything on freaking PlayStation. It's so crazy that they are still like that. Sales. Oh, financials. Okay, so in December, that was the first month, it sold 13 million copies, 13 million units. It had the biggest digital launch of all time, selling 10.2 million digital units. Wait. That actually is insane. Because, I mean, we were just talking about GTA 5 and like it sold 11 million copies the first week, I think that they said. So 10 million digital units, that's pretty insane. I mean, I guess the other thing that you could do is you could, like, this would be a very rough estimate, but video game industry growth since, let's see if 2000. Oh yeah, definitely. I want to see. Digital it's like total revenue. Video game industry total revenue since 2000. When did GTA 5 come out? Was it 2011, 12? Let's say 2010. Let's see if we can find that. 50 years. Let's see what this says. So, okay, if we very roughly estimate this as being, this is, what am I looking at? Yeah, this is total revenue. So that's like 90 billion, I guess, roughly, in around the time that, oh, it even says right there. GTA 5. Oh, it's 2013. Okay. So yeah, around 90 billion in total revenue in 2013. And oh, this is only 2022 though. Do we have 2024 numbers? 2204. 184 billion. Okay, so it's almost doubled. So, I mean, like, I don't know. I could see it selling under 30 million. If GTA 5 sold 11 million copies in its first week, so you're talking about nearly 3 times as much, but we've only grown in revenue twice as much since then as an industry. But then you have to factor in, like, how much more popular is GTA now than it was in 2011, 2012, like right before it came out. I would say quite a bit more popular. I wouldn't say like insanely more popular, because GTA was very, very popular, right? What did GTA 4 sell? $6 million copies in its first week. 3.6 million day one. So it didn't quite double from GTA 5 to, or 4 to 5. Man, I am so curious now what it's going to sell. Okay, does anyone else have any more guesses? I'm locking them in. Danny's got 30 million, Draco with 31. I'm at 25, Plan is at 45. First 3 days. To be honest, 4 was probably the weakest of the 3D GTAs. Weakest in what way? Always. I mean, I think it sold more. I think at the time it was the biggest selling GTA game. What did San Andreas do? I don't know if we have numbers for like first 3 days. I mean, total sales, San Andreas was 21.5. GTA 4 is 25 million.
Run for your life! I'll cover you!
Hi, Vinces. Welcome in. How are you? This is just insane. I just don't know if GTA 6 is going to be able to do that in the long run after 10 years. Oh, you're sick. I'm sorry. Well, I think so much is going to come down to the online mode plan, right? Because that is, I think that has obviously been the big impetus for these sales numbers for 5. And yeah, I think that is where I would be the most worried about if I'm Rockstar. Like, how do we continue to capitalize on that? And I am so curious how they're going to do that. We're talking about, we've kind of been all over the place, but we're just talking about games in general. But we're talking about predictions for how much we think GTA 6 is going to sell. Yeah, I don't know a lot about GTA Online, but like it seems like it's going to be really, really hard, if not impossible, to just like scrap that and be like, hey, here's GTA Online 2, right? That takes place in Vice City. But at the same time, I feel like it seems hard to believe or imagine that they would be able to combine the two, like take a flight or something, and you go between San Andreas, right, is where 5 was, and Vice City. And then, like, if they were to do that, does that mean that they're going to essentially like remake all of GTA 5 in the GTA 6 engine? I mean, it's probably the same engine, but like, is it going to be updated to all of that? It does look really good, doesn't it? I'm really excited for it. If you can run your own store or gas station online, it will crush the numbers, making GTA 5 look bad if you can play it like a life sim. But I mean, I think the biggest question to me is, are they going to have some kind of continuation? Because I feel like if you have to like wipe your progress, if there's no way to carry over progress or anything like that, I don't think that's going to work. And if they do have some way to carry it over, like I don't know how that's going to work either. GTA 6 is made in Rage. I don't know the name of their engine. It's a custom engine. It's not the. I don't think it's the Rage engine, if that's what you're saying. It's the GTA 5. Maybe we know. GTA 5 game engine. Oh, it is Rage. Okay, never mind. I didn't know it was abbreviated to Rage. Rockstar Advanced Game Engine. There you go. I thought you were saying the the engine that the game Rage was made in. How much did Red Dead Redemption 2 sales numbers? What did they sell? Oh, yeah, you guys are in an ad. Okay, hold on. I'll take a quick break while we're in an ad. All right, I'll be right back, guys. We're gonna play some ROADCRAFT here too. I really enjoy these discussions, though. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Why don't you have ads plan? Would you like some ads? Have I played Indigo Park? That sounds really familiar. No, I have not played this. It gives me, what's that game called? Five Nights at Freddy's vibes. Is it kind of similar to that? Explore the abandoned childhood wonder of Indigo Park, guided by Rambly the raccoon. Help restore power, destroy amusement park while you run from the reason it shut down. Free to play. Oh, is it like chapter 1 is free to play? There's actually, there's a statistic I would love to see how many people actually buy into a product because of an ad they saw specifically. For most of us, they just annoy us, but advertisers will still consider them useful. Yeah, that's a very fascinating thing, Draco. And it is something that I've kind of dealt with because, I mean, I've bought ads before, like for photography stuff. And like at the end of the day, you don't know. And I remember I went through like a business course at one point a long time ago. It was very helpful, and they talked about this exact same thing. And the thing is, like, you really just don't know, and there are so many factors involved that it's just impossible to know. But we do have enough statistics and enough information to know that they do work. Like, overall, they work. And a good example is, like, if you think about Pepsi or Coca-Cola, like, they're going to run an ad at the Super Bowl, which is going to be the most expensive ad space, period, right? It's like, what, $8 million for 30 seconds or something like that. Vince's, I have not played Indigo Park, no. And the ad executives and the marketing team, they know that there's no way that they can track how many more cans of Pepsi they're going to sell because of this $8 million ad that they run at the Super Bowl. But for something like that, and honestly for a lot of advertisement, at least in my view, it comes down more to brand awareness. So, like, if all of a sudden Pepsi or Doritos just like stopped running ads, they would save a lot of money, but they would also start to lose the awareness around them, because there's like, this is kind of the gross part of it and just like the weird psychological part of it, but like, whether you think that you're affected by ads or not, you are to a certain degree. Like, everyone is affected to a certain degree if you see an ad, to like a certain subconscious level. Some people more than others. And it is like a really interesting, I mean, they literally have psychologists that study this stuff, you know? And it's really interesting, but it's also really gross from like a money making perspective, because, you know, this is where you get into like the game companies that hire psychologists to learn how the human brain works and like how we can advertise to them more effectively, and like, you know, like what this ad will do to the average person to make them buy more microtransactions and things like that. It's really gross, that kind of stuff. But at the same time, like, I do find it fascinating, just like the way that we are affected by advertisements, and just like on a subconscious level. I find that really interesting. They work in the long run, but no one sees a Coke ad and goes out to buy a Coke. Yeah, but again, I don't think that that's the goal of the ad. I think that it's much more about a brand awareness campaign. It's an awesome game. It's short because it's free and short. It's a chapter game. Are they? How many chapters are in it? Do you have to buy the other chapters? Wow, good gracious! I need to play it just like in a research way, just to understand how in the world it's this popular. Wait, it's the only game? Are they making another one? How are they making money? Oh, they have a very big YouTube channel. Oh, chapter 2. So are they going to charge money for the next chapter, I wonder? Oh, Kickstarter. I don't think like Coke and Pepsi... I think things like Coke and Pepsi might be different. People will buy Coke and Pepsi regardless of whether or not they advertise at all. I'm more curious about random and obscure items and services. I don't know. I think that if all of a sudden they did stop advertising, I think that they would sell less. Like, it wouldn't be an immediate effect, but I think that they would sell less. Again, we're going back to the statistics thing. Like, I guarantee you that they have a gigantic department that is asking these questions every single day. Like, if we spend less on ads, how much less are we going to, how many, fewer units are we going to sell? And, I'm sure that they run scenarios like all the way down to like, what if we did just stop advertising? I'm sure you're still going to continue to sell it. And I mean, like, there's so much in advertising too, right? Because advertising is not just running an ad on Twitch or running an ad on the Super Bowl or on the TV, but like advertising is part of the packaging of the product, right? So like you walk through the grocery store and you're getting advertised to nonstop just from the actual packaging of the product. So like if I guess the only way to test that would be like, okay, if we just completely remove every piece of brand identity from this and it just says like generic cola number 2, how much are you going to sell versus generic cola number 4? I do love thinking about those kind of things. It's just like a fun experiment to think about. I mean, I would think that if you go into a store and all of the brand identities are erased and you just walk down an aisle and you have 6 different colas and it just says generic cola 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I would think, I guess at that point it's like maybe people pick their favorite number or something. I don't know. So they ran a Kickstarter. Did they have a Kickstarter for Chapter 2? Hello, Dav. Welcome in. Poppy's Playtime is another... Oh, yeah. They kind of want to ban this ad screens in the city you live in. I hope they can do it. Can do without them. Wait, they want to ban what ad screen do you mean? Like billboards or something? Oh, an ad-free city. Wow. That sounds, I mean, it sounds amazing, but it also like feels a little dystopian to me. Maybe that's just my American brain. I did notice when I went to Europe, there's so fewer ads in, especially Germany, but Paris too, and other parts of the world that I've been to. I think the name recognition would need to remain. You can't just change Coke's name and expect them to sell the same. But as long as Coca-Cola is for sale, people will buy it. It's too much of a staple to just fade away. Yeah. But again, like that is part of the advertising, is the brand awareness with the name. Only the digital screens. Huh. Wait. What do you mean by digital screens, though? I don't feel like... Maybe you guys are super advanced. We don't have a lot of digital screens, I feel like, that are advertising to us. We have billboards that are just stationary things. Indigo Arc. Wow, almost $300,000. How much did the first one do? Or did they do a Kickstarter for the first one? Or did they just like release the first chapter for free and then that was like the advertisement for the Kickstarter? Yeah, you can post links. If everyone made ads that are as entertaining as Japanese ads, I would love to watch them. They didn't have a Kickstarter for chapter 1. I gotcha. Yeah, that's a smart... I think that's a smart way of releasing a game nowadays, is to release a free like chapter 1, or... I mean, it's kind of like a demo, right? But everyone has demos now, so it's kind of just like changing the way that works a little bit. Oh, these things. Okay. Digital billboard. Okay. Yeah, I guess my city is too small to have this fancy technology, but I guess like Nashville and places like that have that. What in the world? Oh. Need to go shopping, so I'll lurk. Have a good one. Enjoy being advertised to, Draco. By Coca-Cola. Take care, Draco. Yeah, advertising is really fascinating to me. Because there are just like so many complexities to it. And there's just so many ways to advertise, and like I do appreciate a really smart and clever advertising campaign or marketing campaign. But I think most people would say that they don't like seeing ads, right? But it's weird because like for the Super Bowl, people love the ads. So it is more like about the ad itself. I guess there's also like a certain expectation around something like the Super Bowl that people enjoy that in a for whatever reason. Release the first chapter for free. Yeah. Oh boy. My goodness, I have been yapping for almost 2 hours. Okay. I honestly could keep talking. I'm really enjoying this conversation, but I really do want to play ROADCRAFT. So let's boot it up. I guess we could just keep talking while we play. It's not like this is a super story-heavy game. Vincenus. I'm so sorry. I always butcher your name. Vincenus. Are you guys out of school for summer break, or how does your calendar, your school calendar work in Sweden? I don't know if it's like America, where most kids are out at the end of May, or if you guys get out later. Okay, you get out of school the 12th of June. Okay. What is ROADCRAFT? More driving through mud and snow? Yes. So it's the same people that made SnowRunner, which I love. But this one is quite unique. So the idea with this game is that you have to repair the roads, and you get to actually like rebuild the roads. And so the very first mission is we are preparing for a hurricane, and I literally have just started. Like, I haven't done anything. There's not even a cutscene or anything like that. It's just like, okay, we just have to go and figure out what our mission is going to be here. Do I have some kind of a brake on? There's a terrain scanner. Oh, there is a parking brake, but it's not on. Then differential lock. All-wheel drive. Okay. Check out the surroundings. Okay. These games have incredible landscape deformation. It's very impressive. Camera view. Oh, we don't see our character though when we go in here. I feel like we did in the other games. I don't ever really like these views anyway though. I always just keep this view. I bet this would be really fun in VR though. I wonder if there is a VR mode or mod. Do I work? Do I have a job? I have a job, but I don't get any money for it. So, Vincenus, my job for the past 12 years, 13 years, I have been a photographer. I own a photography business, but I make less and less money off of photography nowadays, so I start to make a little bit of money with game development, selling assets and getting a tiny bit of money from YouTube and things like that, but not enough to live off of, sadly. So I'm searching for a job, trying to find something.
Enjoying the sights? I often hear they're the best part of your job. At
Yep,
least
and
your job
Patreon.
has a best part.
Which is incredibly helpful, by the way. I really appreciate everyone
Ready for your next
that
mission?
supports me there.
Well, aren't you lucky?
How old am I? I'm
Investigate
38.
the phosphate plant. Not too exciting, but who am I to argue, right? Go take a look.
I really like driving first person in Cyberpunk. It's the only game I love it in. Yeah. It's very immersive. I completely missed what she said, but I have a waypoint, so we will do that. I love how your vehicles get so dirty and everything. Wonder if there's gonna be any snowy maps. I'm 24 years older than you. Wow. That's scary. You're 14, yep. That is 24 years. Your 40 plan? I'll be there soon. That feels really weird. I still, like, man, I don't know. Age is weird. I still feel like I have no idea. Like, I always thought when I was a kid, like, you know, when you become an adult, you would figure things out and understand how the world works. Nope. Still feel just like a kid, that I have no idea how anything works. Your vehicle functions with... use your vehicle functions when you encounter difficult terrain. Avoid necessary wheel spin. Okay. Terrain scanner. Well, I know that now, Matt, but when I was a kid, I just was like, when I become an adult, I'll understand how things work, right? Nope. You feel so young when everyone is like 20 years older than you. That's okay though. Enjoy it, Vinces. We are all no adults. Adults don't play video games. Yeah, I mean, I always thought that I would grow out of playing video games, because that's just for kids, right? Turns out it's not. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're moving through there. It's a nice slow-paced game, you know? No need to rush. Take your time. Oh, I hear the rain come. Wait a minute, hold on. Where's the road? I don't know how we're supposed to get in here. Can we go through here? Barely. Uh-oh. A lot of games are rated 18 plus, so adults do play, but no one waits before they're 18 to play those 18 plus games. That is funny, isn't it? How in the world do I get in this area? Let's see. Okay. Oh, there's the road. Hello. Oh, I was in low gear. I was like, why are we going so slow? Interactive environments. Quiet. How do I... How do I release the winch? Detach. Detach! You haven't heard about this? Have you heard or have you seen the game called SnowRunner? That's the game that really got me into this series. Yeah, so SnowRunner is essentially just like a delivery game. And you have to deliver things in like really, really harsh environments. So, you know, you get a truck or something that has a load of lumber and you have to drive in just like all kinds of mud and snow and tons of puddles and stuff like that, and it's very hard to do. So you have to take it really slow and really plan your routes out. This game is a little bit different in that you get to actually build and like build up the roads and the infrastructure and things. I wonder if they will have some kind of age-proof system for GTA 6. I heard rumors. Yeah, Steve was telling me about that. I think that's like, I know that's kind of been a UK thing that they've been wanting to, you know, get age verification through uploading photos, and I don't know. It's a little weird, a little scary. It's always one of those things, like, I don't want to get political or anything, but I don't really think this is political, but it involves politics because these are laws and things. But there's so many things like that that are done for good reasons. It's like, yeah, we should, you know, not let a 6-year-old play GTA. But, you know, at the same time, then there's ways that can be exploited, and then all of a sudden you have a company that has to collect data from kids. Then they have to store that data, and then that means that data could potentially get leaked, and yeah, it's always a lot to that. You gotta check these games out because I only play horror games. I just lie when it says enter your age on Steam. What if please say that my system won't come if I'm gonna scream? Wait, what? My money's on the 6-year-olds if a game journalist is involved as well. Okay, clear the way into the plant. Visit our forward base. You can choose from the available objectives, each with its own requirement. Press A to focus your camera on an objective and track it. Okay, clear the area. Track it. Oh, the age verification. I mean, the thing is, like, kids will figure out a way to get around that, right? Oh, parking brake was on. Probably figure out some way to utilize AI or something to make them look older. Open the map and select the new vehicle. Vehicle. Enter the vehicle. This vehicle is equipped with a grader, which is used to move obstacles in level terrain. Graders have several modes that can be toggled by holding LB and pressing A or X. Marching, manual, asphalt destruction, sand flattening. Okay.
Hey, you're not a bad navigator. To be fair, a child could handle it if they could reach the gas pedal. Still, you did fine too, so kudos to you. Now it's time to get you to your forward base. It's not much to look at, but should keep you warm. Oh,
just take a picture of
and on your way
Grandpa.
there,
Yeah.
see if darling
It'll just be like, hey Dad, smile for this, would you? Thanks.
The higher ups don't cut the funding.
Do I own a PlayStation? I have a PlayStation. Near the area of objects. Whoa, this thing controls very differently. Whoa. Okay, how do I control this? Crane controls, change mode. Okay, am I supposed to just, like, push this stuff out of the way? That doesn't seem right. How do I... Oh, what did I just do? I think that reset it. I don't see where I changed the mode. Greater mode, sand flattening. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to change that though. I played Geometry Dash a really long time ago. I only played a tiny bit of it. I don't understand how I'm supposed to really do this. Okay, somebody gets stuck. I guess this is working. Be honest, we've all wanted to do this at one point or another. Oh no, don't bring it back. Okay, hold on, I've got an idea. What if... let's see. Oh no, what do they just do? Bring it up. Go forward. Oh! Well, that works. Oh, wait, I'm changing it like that. I see. Oh. Okay. Put this down. Oh, there we go. Okay, I didn't realize we could just straight up destroy the fence or the gate. Get out of there. Okay, that's good. Okay, now what do we do? Objectives. Visit our forward base. Track that, and then we'll switch back to the other vehicle. That one, switch to that. Oh goodness. I'm already liking this more than the demo, because the demo kind of threw you into things, and this is a much better introduction, I think. Oh boy. Let's hope we can get through here. Oh, that was no trouble. Okay, piece of cake. How do we get up there, though? There must be a road that wraps around, right? Maybe? Did I miss a turn? Okay, maybe it's through here. I'm taking the long way around. Scenic routes. Oh my goodness, there must be... Maybe this is actually the road that I needed to take back there. We might as well just keep exploring, though. We need to open up all the map. We don't have any gas to worry about in this game, which I kind of miss. So the other games, you had to, like, you know, manage your gas. Gasoline. Petrol for you Brits. Oh, goodness. Do you guys say gasoline or gas in Europe? Or is it petrol? I mean, I know it's going to be a different language, but does it translate to gas or petrol? There we go. Gasoline is one thing, petrol is something else.
Welcome.
What is petrol then?
You're in charge now. Bad news is the storage and
Because
allocation
in
of resources are all
UK,
on you.
petrol is
So
just gas,
use them
right?
wisely. And remember, a penny saved is a penny earned.
That's
For
right,
the
Kelly.
company. Well, on to your next job.
Always save
Storm's
those
rolling
pennies.
in, and we need to build a flood wall before it does. Before it rolls in, I mean. Storm seldom builds walls. First, we need to plot a route from the base to the phosphate plant. Once we do that, we can deliver the crane parts to make the wall.
Build a route to deliver the crane parts to the phosphate plant. Find and recover the generator from the abandoned facility. Okay. Oh, that's really far away. Okay. We will do this one first. Wait, I can enter? What does that do? Oh. Is this the garage? Cool. Okay, shop. Whoa. We can get a tank? Oh, man. So many trucks to unlock. I can't wait. I'm way too excited for this. Retain. Let's see. How do I build a route to deliver the crane? Not really sure what I'm supposed to do. Oh, okay, I see. Start plotting. Plot a route for the vehicles to follow. Use the waypoints to trace a path between the two locations. Press left and right to cycle through your various camera options. Keep an eye on the terrain. Heavy vehicles aren't built for off-road travel. Gas has no form. It's molecular form like air. Petrol is a liquid version of fuel that we fill our cars with. Oh, well, in America... Yeah, okay, so petrol is what we call gas, Matt. We call gas what you call petrol. Now, we also call gas the type of gas that you're talking about, like a gaseous form of a material. That's like a broad term. But we say, like, we need to get gas for our car, instead of saying we need petrol for our car or something like that. We call it a gas station, not a petrol station. Okay, so where are we going? Phosphate plant. Oh, okay. Can I close all this other stuff? It's kind of hard to see. Maybe it's just for the tutorial. And again, we're going down there. Okay. What do you call a petrol lamp? I don't know if I know what a petrol lamp is. An oil lamp? But maybe that's what we call it. I mean, that's not a very common thing anymore. Are you talking about like a lamp that has liquid in it that burns on a fuse? We would call that an oil lamp. Do you guys call that a petrol lamp? Dispatch vehicles. Matt calls it an oil lamp. Oh, it goes automatically. Can I drive it though? I would kind of like to drive it myself. Oh, boy, they're shipping out. By the way, I named my company Halbot Haulers. It's not very original. I couldn't really think of a better name.
Looks like we're gonna need a generator for the phosphate plant. There should be one somewhere close to the abandoned facility. Check your map.
What happens if...
Find it, bring it back to the garage inside the abandoned facility.
Okay, that's what I was curious about. What happens if there's like an obstacle and it gets stuck? And what is this area? Resource storage. Steel beams. Oh, okay. I guess we need to wait until this is finished before we take the next mission. Honestly, I haven't seen anyone use oil lamps in ages, ever since flashlight and electric cables came to light. You know what's kind of ironic, Matt? I was over at my sister's house about a week ago, and they had a literal oil lamp. I guess people do still use them. I think it's like more of a novelty type thing. Okay, we finished. Cool. What was that? People still use candles? I love candles. I don't use candles for light, but I use them for scent. You're also referring to the people at your village, even they don't use oil lamps anymore. Candles, yes, but no oil lamps. I mean, I guess like incense, is that kind of an oil lamp technically? Now, can I plot can I not plot just like a regular course? Oh, I can place a marker. Oh. Oh. Oh, I don't like that. I kind of wish I could just plot a regular course for myself. Okay. I'm not sure. I guess it does give me a marker on the map. Moving on out. Look, my truck got cleaned from the rain. That's cool. I like that detail. Yeah. I don't. In the previous games, you couldn't plan. I don't know if you can in this one. It's really not that kind of a game. It would be cool to like get out and walk around, but I don't really feel like I need it. I've never thought like, oh man, I really wish I could get out and walk around. Object scanner. Oh, okay. Negative scan. Give me a ping. Oh, I see it. How in the world am I supposed to get that? Witcher senses, yep. It's also still marking something over there. What is... Oh goodness, don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Oh, is this where I'm supposed to deliver it, maybe? How in the world do I get up there, though? Find and recover the generator from the abandoned facility. haul the generator over to the local garage for us to check it out if it works. Maybe I can use my wrench somehow? I don't know if I can drive through that. Seems dangerous. Okay, it's not too bad. We're fine. Oh, that's okay, Danny. No worries, man. Welcome back. Okay, let's see. Maybe... I don't see... Oh, wait, I need to... How does this work? Select winch point. Oh! This seems like this would not be good for the generator. There's gotta be a better way to do this. I'm gonna stop. Huh. Oh, what kind of car would be my dream car to have? Something big, something fast? So I've never been like a huge car guy. I like cars. I do like... I used to really like watching Top Gear. I like driving games. But I've never, like, had a dream car, really. I guess if I could have a dream car, it would maybe be something like, I don't know, like an old muscle car or something, maybe? But I don't think I would enjoy driving it that much. Like, not just, as a normal day-to-day driver. Maybe like, oh, okay. I love the Ford GT. Or GT40, I think it is specifically. Oh, no, I definitely would not want like a big... Like, something like this I would not want. I would want a fast car. Okay, there's got to be another way to do this. I must be doing something wrong. What is your guys' dream cars, if you have one? Like, am I supposed to drive up on this? Oh wait, there's a ramp up there. Wait a second. Oh goodness. Yeah, this just doesn't help me at all. Okay, I need to figure out how to get up on that second level, I think. I'm not stuck. Oh goodness. Probably an Audi R8. That, yeah, I would take one of those. That is a really cool looking car. Interactive environments. Oh. Well, I didn't know that. Okay. Winch. I don't understand. How do I select the back winch? The back point. Because I want to, like, pull that thing down. Okay, put the parking brake on. Is there not a winch on the back, maybe? Maybe that's the problem? I don't understand. Maybe we need to take this thing from the front. Practical car that is in good condition and has the amenities I'm looking for, not looking for a race car. The current one I drive has 90% of the amenities I need. Yeah, but that's the boring answer, right? I think that the idea is like a GT40, like, I would never drive it, but it just looks cool. And I mean, I guess I would drive it and probably get a ticket and then never drive it again. Okay, I don't understand. How do I just ram it? Oh! I thought it was a thing that we could, like, pull with the winch. Okay. Okay. This doesn't really seem like... Oh, well, I guess... What's this gonna do? Oh, goodness! Uh-oh. Winch? Don't fail me now. Turn the parking brake off. Oh. Raise the winch. Yep, that's what I want to do. Okay, now release. Nope. Detach. Detach. You like having really expensive stuff? Like having really expensive stuff would make me worry to break it nonstop. Yeah, I mean, the maintenance required for cars like that are just absurd. Boring or not, that is the point. I would spend my money... Why would I spend my money on a race car? The point is, like, you don't have to... Like, this is... Matt. The idea is, like, you have $1 billion trillion. You could get any car you want. I mean, maybe you would still pick the boring one. That's fine. I mean, if I'm being honest, like, even if I was rich, I would still drive, like, a boring car as my day-to-day car. But the idea is to, like, pick a fun car that is completely unreasonable. Yeah. You don't spend any money, you just get it. Okay, let's see. So, wait, before we do this, it looks like we need to push this thing down. Careful, careful. Okay. Cool. I like this. This is really fun. This is adding some unique elements that SnowRunner didn't have. It's quite a different game than SnowRunner. Are you killing me, Matt? You're not buying it. You're just given a car. The nicest car that you could ever want or not want. What's your dream car? Okay. Attach. That does not seem good for a generator. Matt, this is not about buying a car. It's okay. Matt, if you're playing a racing game, what car do you pick? Okay, this is a problem. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, stop. Attach. Okay. Now, how do I know? There's some cool Toyota. I used to always want a Toyota Supra. A girl that I had a huge crush on in high school had a Toyota Supra. And then I used to always pick that in Need for Speed Most Wanted. That was my car. I don't think they make the Supra anymore, though, do they? That's not what I wanted either. Dadgummit. There, okay, that's what I want. Now, back up a little bit. Okay, just floor it. Floor it. Oh, we're in low gear. There we go. Actually, you know what we should do is reel this in a little bit. Take up all the slack. We're getting there. It's fine. It's very well protected there. Uh-oh. Switch to low gear. This is a problem. Oh. Find the traction. Okay, another idea. Let's detach. Try to get a little bit better traction here. Boy, this got muddy in this area. Shoot, I'm too far away now. Maybe over here will be a little bit better. There we go. Let's grab... I don't really like how this is... It's a little bit more automatic. Like, I wish I could pick the points. I also, for a while I wanted a Mitsubishi Evo. Is that right? Mitsubishi Evo something. I don't remember the name of it. There we go. You have a new vehicle to play with. Let's head to the Vehicles tab and switch to it.
You wrapped up all the prep work nicely. I knew I could rely on you, which is especially great since I had nobody else to rely on. You're the only contractor in the sector. The fate of everything rests upon you. No pressure. Besides, the only thing left to do is to build the flood wall before the storm hits. First, you'll need to scoop up some concrete slabs. There should be plenty around your base. Naturally, you'll want to use the crane to move them. Then you need to drop them off in the loading area. Easy as pie, right? I could go for some pie. Anywho, the generator's in working order, so now you just need to make sure it's delivered. Shouldn't be too hard. Just plot a course from the workshop to the phosphate plant.
So if you would want a compact car, I would always go with Japanese brand. I mean, Japanese brands are just great for reliability. Toyotas especially. Alright guys, I am going to go ahead and wrap it up there for today. I'm having a lot of fun with this game though. I am going to be playing a lot of this. I like it already a lot more than Expeditions. That's the previous game that they did. Appreciate what they tried to do with it, but it didn't really work out for me. I really like the idea of this game, of rebuilding and preparing for storms and that kind of stuff. It seems like it's a good blend of what SnowRunner was doing, but also adding some more unique gameplay. And I just love the idea of, like in SnowRunner, you were constantly trying to go back and forth on these just completely terrible, trash, destroyed roads. And now the idea is like you get to rebuild those roads and make it easier to actually travel. So that's really fun. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day or night. I'll be back on Thursday and we will play something. Maybe chat for some more wonderful discussions. And I thank you guys, as always, for your support and hanging out with me. It's a lot of fun. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone. Take care.